Welcome to West Jersey Baseball. We hope this presentation gives you more information about what our program represents and how we will move forward. So we will discuss the purpose of West Jersey Baseball along with providing as much information as we possibly can to give you a good sense of what this program will be all about. We have three main purposes for West Jersey Baseball. The first being that we're going to be following a high school model because we want to prepare the players for high school baseball. They will be entering the high school in the next year or two, and we want them to have a full understanding of what high school baseball is all about, how it typically is run, so that they are more prepared when they enter high school for the season than most kids would be. Secondly, we want to use baseball as a means to learn how to handle bumps and bruises in the road of life. This is a game of failure, and you need to have a thick skin, but it also is going to help teach these young men how to handle adversity, which is really important in all things that they'll encounter in their future lives. And finally, we want to help improve individually and as a team the players' abilities. And we want to do so by playing as many games as we possibly can against very high level teams. We don't want things to be easy because we don't grow as baseball players when things are easy. We want things to be hard, we want things to be uncomfortable, and we want these kids playing for us to be pushed. And that is the best way we know how to improve baseball skill. Each parent at our parent meeting received a parent-player packet, and I have emailed it out to parents that were not able to attend the meeting. If you did not receive one, please let one of the West Jersey coaches know, and we will be sure to email you the packet as soon as we hear from you. But inside the packet, it will show our fall schedule of events. It'll show the philosophy that we have as coaches in this program. It provides tips for players to get noticed and, have a coach really see you stand out in terms of how you approach drills and things like that. There's team rules and regulations that both player and parent need to look over. And then finally, there's a parent-player-coach contract that needs to be signed by players and parents and returned to us prior to your first day working out with us. It's important to know that this is not a recreation program. This is not the type of program where kids are going to be playing 7, 8 different positions every day and batting in different spots in the batting order every day. This is a high school model program, and players must earn everything they get. Players will have a specific position that they play along with a secondary position. But again, they have to earn everything they get based on their production and their work ethic. Continuing with the high school model, players are going to be placed in positions that are best suited for their skill set as well as what's important for the team's needs. That is a true high school model approach as opposed to a rec model approach. It doesn't mean a player can't request to play a different position. An outfielder might want to be a catcher, and we will certainly look at them at that position and work with them to see if they have the skill set to be able to do what we need them to do at the new position. But it does not guarantee that they will then begin playing at that new position. It just depends on what the skill set is and what the team need is. Regarding communication is mostly going to be through the player. Again, part of the high school model. We are starting to cut the umbilical cord, and these players are starting to need to start learning how to advance their game on their own. They need to start taking ownership of their game. So most of the communication is going to go through them. It doesn't mean that we will not communicate with parents. We certainly will, and we will do so quite often. But much of the communication will also be through the player in order to help them get prepared for high school baseball. Here is the West Jersey 13U baseball coaching staff. Brian McComb, who played at Division I Rutgers under legendary coach Fred Hill. Pete Muller, who is the head varsity baseball coach of Montgomery High School and also played Division I and Division III baseball in college. Doug Beanie and Eric Knapp, who both collectively have many years of coaching under their belt, will all be working with your children in hopes of helping them become the best baseball players they can possibly be. All right, so taking a look at our fall program. The fall program runs from Monday, September 19th through November 6th. There is a schedule of dates in the parent-player packet, which parents received at the meeting or also via email. But we are going 5 days a week, so it's an aggressive schedule with a lot in it. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be shorter workouts, about an hour and 15 minutes. Locations are shown on the packet, the schedule in the packet. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are going to be long toss days to build arm strength, and then we're also going to work speed, strength, and agility and conditioning and things like that on those 3 days. Balance is going to be a big one, but we need to get stronger and we need to get faster and more athletic, so that's where the focus is. And then on Saturday and Sunday, we will have more baseball related practice activities going on for 2.5 hours, and that will happen again on Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll be off from baseball. We're going to take a break from November 7th through December 4th. Following our break in November, we're going to pick it up again from December 5th through December 23rd. And we're going to be working 3 days a week on speed, strength, agility, balance, and just general more athleticism. And that will help us prepare for our January winter program, which we're very excited about as well. But this stuff is vital for our baseball kids. We have to get stronger. We have to get more athletic. We have to get quicker. And this program here will allow us to do so. In case you're wondering where we're going to be working out in the fall and the winter time, our outdoor locations: Belvedere High School's fields, White Township, Walters Park in Phillipsburg, which is a lighted facility. We're trying to get Gebhardt Field in Clinton. And our indoor facility workout starting in January will be at Premier Player Academy in Phillipsburg. Our winter program begins January 2nd. It will run through March 5th. We will be working out at the indoor training facility called Premier Player Academy in Phillipsburg. That will be 3 days a week. We're currently working on which dates of the week that will be. And we're also planning to do 3 days of speed, strength, and agility. It could be the same 3 days we're doing our indoor workout, or it could be 3 different days. We're working with several different trainers to find out which schedule will fit the best. So our winter training is all for what happens next, and that is what we actually do out on a baseball field. We plan to be outside from early March through the end of July, with many practices, leagues, and weekend tournaments. And we plan to do one major tournament per year each year that we run West Jersey baseball. This year, the big tournament we're going to will be the week of July 9th through the 14th down in Aberdeen, Maryland. It's the 13U Blue Crab week-long tournament at the Ripken Complex. So we're excited about that, but we will be playing many games, and we will also have many practices. It will be a very busy schedule, and we will get that schedule to you as soon as we know it. But we're certainly looking forward to it. At West Jersey Baseball, we are hoping to have 2 teams at the 13U and the 9U level in our first year. We hope to add more age groups as we go, but that's how we're starting. And again, we're going to follow the high school model, so we want to have a varsity program and a JV program in place. And players will be placed on either team according to their skill base and merit. So the better players will be put on the varsity level, and players that need to develop more will be put on the JV level. but there is movement allowed between the two levels. If a player on the JV level is playing really, really well, and we feel it would be to his benefit to play on the varsity level, and we have a need at the varsity level, we might make the switch. There is a risk, however, if we don't get enough for two teams, but we have a surplus for one team, we may have to cut some players out of the program. It's not something that we want to do. We're hopeful that we will get enough for two teams, but if we're in that situation, we might have to let some players go. And again, we certainly don't want to have to do that, but we will if we have to. We can't carry a large roster on either level because we want to make sure that playing time is given significantly to each player that is on the roster. Further, we will be having a tryout on October 23rd as we actively continue to recruit players. We are in need of more players for this upcoming season, and we will continue to recruit until we feel we have enough of the right type of players. A big question we get is always about, the costs of this program. What's it going to cost for my child to play on this team? And the answer is we're working on it. We are actually going to start a monthly collection process probably on October 1st. Eric Knapp, one of our coaches, is in charge of the finances, but we need to collect money for our winter workouts at Premier, and if we hire a speed and strength coach, and also future tournaments and leagues. We do have to put a down payment on the Ripken Blue Claw tournament as well as some others. So we need to start collecting money, and we will be in touch with you soon as we know what it looks like it's going to cost. But I believe we are going to set up a monthly payment schedule so that you're not burdened with a heavy amount at one time. We'll soften the blow by collecting money monthly, but more information will come as soon as we get it. Another important component of West Jersey baseball are evaluations. We plan to evaluate our players quite a bit when they first enter the program and then as they continue playing. And these evaluations will be provided by the staff of West Jersey and will show each player the things that we feel they're doing really well in and areas that they need to improve in. These evaluations will be shared with the parents as well. And again, this will occur several times in the course of a calendar year. But we are looking for player progress, and a lot of times players need to work on their own to be able to develop these skills, not just at a practice or game setting. That's not enough to become a master of a certain skill that they might need to acquire. So we're going to need to see evidence that players are putting in time on their own, and the proof is in the pudding, quite honestly. But those are the types of players we're looking for, that are willing to put in time on their own to try to improve. An important component of West Jersey baseball is that we want our players to give back to the community and give back and help those that are less fortunate. And we're going to be getting involved in different activities such as a food drive and work at soup kitchens and working with the elderly, and we're certainly open to ideas, but we want our players to give back to the community and help others in need, as we feel this is an important component in just simply growing up and becoming an adult. Again, and following the high school model, we are in the process of forming a 501c3 not-for-profit fundraising arm of West Jersey baseball. We're going to call it the Diamond Club. And the purpose of the Diamond Club is simply to raise money for the program to help offset seasonal costs for the parents that are involved, to help any families that might be in financial hardship so that their children can continue playing for West Jersey. Sometimes we'll need equipment, but what we are going to need is help. And we really are hoping that some parents from the 13U and the 9U team will volunteer to help run this committee. We will send more information as we get it, but please consider helping us raise money for the Diamond Club. we're having a little fun with looking toward the future. Obviously, the plan here is to keep West Jersey baseball going for the majority of these players that participate, as long as they love baseball and show an interest in continuing to play through high school. We also want to give them the opportunity to potentially play in college if they choose to. So we talked about one big tournament a year. Up on the screen, you can kind of see what we're eyeing up for the future as these players get into high school, and some of them might possibly want to go on to college, and if that's the case, then we're going to be playing in a bunch of college showcases. Some final thoughts. The commitment level for this program is very high, and we understand that. And this is certainly not a program for everybody. But we want players that are coachable, that love baseball, and they embrace the grind of hard work. And they're committed to the team dynamic first and their individual progress second. Again, this is not for everybody. We understand that, but this is the model that we have decided we want to go with. We are not in this for the trophies. If you're looking for a team that's going to go out and win 100 games a summer and collect, a lot of hardware and trophies and things like that, that's not who we are. We're about development of the person, development of the player, to give them the best chance possible to be prepared for high school baseball and to be able to play high school baseball. And that's why the commitment level needs to be there, and it needs to be high. We have a vacation built in the schedule. The first 2 weeks of August will be our vacation time. Other than that, everybody is expected to be at all the games and practices, and we really look forward to getting started, and we hope that you are considering joining us as well in this journey. It can be incredibly rewarding. I understand it's quite a commitment, but it is a high school model commitment, and your children are going to be going through this when they enter high school. The earlier they learn it, the better off they'll be. And we are excited and looking forward to getting started. If you have any questions at all, please contact one of the coaches of West Jersey Baseball, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions as best we can.